Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Coin History, your go-to place for coin collecting tips, rare finds, and coin values from around the world. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Australian currency, specifically the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin. Is it valuable? Is it worth collecting? Or is it just another coin in your pocket change? Stick around, because we're unpacking the history, value, and key features of this iconic coin. The 1981 version holds a special place in Australian numismatics for a few reasons. Let's break it down. Australia first introduced the 12-sided 50-cent coin in 1969, replacing the round 50-cent silver coin that had been minted only in 1966. The silver content made the original coins too expensive to continue producing. By 1981, the coin was well established, but there's something particularly interesting about the 1981 mintage. It was the highest mintage year ever for the 50-cent coin. Over 77 million were produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. And that's not all. 1981 was also the year two other countries were brought in to help with production. Yes, that's right. Some 1981 Australian 50-cent coins were actually made in Canada and the UK due to high demand. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This version of the Queen's portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 until 1984. The reverse displays the Australian coat of arms, which includes the kangaroo and emu, two animals that can't walk backward, and symbolizes a nation always moving forward. The intricate design was created by Stuart Devlin, the goldsmith and jeweler who crafted many of Australia's circulating coin revues. Okay, now for the question everyone's been asking: what is the value of the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin? Today, because this coin was minted in such high numbers, circulated coins are very common and typically only worth face value, that's 50 Australian cents. However, there are a few exceptions that can increase the value. If you have a coin in mint condition, uncirculated, or straight from a mint roll, it can sell $4/$2 to $5 AUD or more, depending on quality and demand. Special proof versions of the 1981 50 cent were made for collectors. These coins have mirror-like finishes and can fetch $10 to $20 AUD or more depending on grade. Some 1981 coins were minted in Canada and the UK. These have minor differences in edge milling and finish. While not always easy to spot, collectors do seek them out. Error coins from 1981, like off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets, can sell for anywhere between $20 and $500 plus, depending on rarity and condition. To see if your 1981 50-cent coin is worth anything more than face value, here are a few things to look for if you're a coin collector or just starting out. Here are a few tips for collecting the 1981 50-cent coin well. Not really, but if you've got one in top-notch condition or a rare error variety, it could be worth holding on to the end of the day. Coins like this are a snapshot of history, whether it's the Queen's portrait, the national coat of arms, or the story of international mints stepping in to help Australia. There's always something interesting behind the metal. Let's take a moment to dive into the history behind the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin, one of the most produced coins in Australian history. Australia introduced the 50-cent coin in 1966 as part of the nation's move to decimal currency. The original version was round and made of 80% silver, which made it too expensive to produce. Because of its high metal value, the coin was quickly withdrawn from circulation, though some still exist and are now highly collectible. In 1969, the government introduced a new version of the coin with a dodecagon shape, 12 sides, made from copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. This version is what we know today, and has remained largely unchanged in size and metal content ever since. 1981 was a historic year for the Australian 50-cent coin for two major reasons. The Royal Australian Mint produced an extraordinary 77.1 million 50-cent coins in 1981, the highest mintage year ever for that denomination. This massive output was in response to increasing demand for coins across the country. Here's the really interesting part. The Royal Australian Mint couldn't handle the entire production volume alone. So, for the first time, Australia outsourced coin production overseas. Two major foreign mints stepped in to help. This means that not all 1981 50-cent coins were made in Australia. Some were minted in Canada and Britain, and while they look nearly identical, there are subtle differences in strike quality, edge milling, and finish. On the obverse front of the coin, you'll find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, created by British sculptor Arnold Machin. This particular portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984 and shows a young queen wearing a royal tiara. The reverse back of the coin features the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, who also crafted the reverse side of many other Australian coins. The coat of arms includes Together, these symbols represent the strength, unity, and independence of Australia. Although the 1981 coin isn't considered rare in circulation, it represents a key part of Australia's coinage history. It's a reminder of the country's rapid growth, its need for practical currency solutions, and its ties to the international community, especially during times of high demand. For coin collectors and history lovers, the 1981 50-cent coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a piece of Australian heritage. Now let's talk about one of the most important factors when it comes to coin collecting. Condition. No matter how old or interesting a coin is, its condition plays a huge role in its value. ****. So when it comes to the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin, here's what you need to know. Most 1981 50-cent coins you'll find today have been circulating for over 40 years. These coins have likely passed through thousands of hands, vending machines, wallets, and pockets, and that where shows. Circulated 1981 50-cent coins are usually worth face value only, 50 cents AUD. Still cool for a collection, but not particularly rare. Uncirculated coins are coins that were never released into general circulation. They were either kept by collectors or pulled from fresh mint rolls and handled with care. These coins still have original mint shine, called luster, no contact marks or surface wear, sharp edges, and full detail. Uncirculated 1981 50-cent coins can sell for around $2 to $5 AUD, depending on how perfect they are. Tip: look for coins in original Royal Australian Mint rolls or sets to find the best uncirculated examples.